Good evening, friends, family, Dr. Blackwell, distinguished guests, faculty, and my fellow nursing candidates of the class of 2015. Tonight, we gather for a historical chapter in all of our lives. Candidates, tonight we are finally, and I can stress finally, welcome into the fine profession of nursing. Faculty, the talent and knowledge of which you all share will be represented by yet another new generation of professional nurses entering the field. Family and friends, tonight displays all of the hard work, dedication, and sacrifice each of us and yourselves have made over the past 2 years in order for us to enter a profession that still has a long way to go, but is very much honored, respected, and trusted. If there is anything these past 2 years have taught me, it was that as nurses, we will never stop advocating for our patients, critically thinking, leading by example, putting ourselves at risk for others, standing up for ourselves, and possibly never stop working in a profession that is endlessly growing with opportunity. Today, nursing practice has evolved and has become interdisciplinary, where nurses now collaborate with the entire healthcare team, planning and providing patient-focused care, not only at the direction of healthcare providers, but alongside of them. Nurses use clinical judgment, where they are always observing, comparing, contrasting, and evaluating their patients' conditions to determine whether positive or negative changes have occurred. Nurses use critical thinking, a reflective thinking process where nurses are collecting data, analyzing the adequacy and accuracy of the data, and carefully considering options and the next steps of action in their plan of care for their patients and what to recommend to the healthcare provider. And finally, we are always problem solving, assessing an issue and attempting to find a satisfactory solution to achieve the best possible outcome for their patients. A little self-reflection of the path I have traveled to get to this point tonight. I entered Montclair State University back in September of 2006 as a business administration major with an emphasis in marketing. Little did I know that I would spend the next 6 years at Montclair State trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do with my life. I studied every interest I had with thoughts of even trying new paths, including nutrition, fashion studies, accounting, and international business. It was not until my junior year when I entered the College of Science to major in aquatic and coastal sciences, becoming a freshman all over again. It was during this time where I discovered my love for the sciences, studying biology, chemistry, physics, geology, mathematics, and performing my own research. Upon graduation, I wanted to begin my path into the medical field, and so I entered medical assisting school for the next year. Working as a medical assistant was pretty much what sparked my interest to study and work within the medical field. Working alongside the healthcare provider gave me great insight into the many possibilities I could have taken at that point in time. But it was my sister's inspiring and often more shocking and hilarious stories that grew my curiosity about bedside nursing. I applied to Holy Name with no expectations of gaining admission, and with even lesser knowledge of the profession I would soon grow fondly of in such a short amount of time. Over these 2 years, each of our instructors and nurses of whom I've met and worked with have inspired me to do and become more. I've become a leader as class president, traveled abroad to student nurse in Argentina, became a student ambassador for a company that provides international healthcare internships, represented Holy Name at the New Jersey Nursing Students Convention while submitting approval and support for the annual resolution to the National Student Nurses Association, and obtained a mentorship at a pediatric primary care office under a supervising family nurse practitioner. These 2 years have inspired me to be an advocate for this deserving profession through ongoing research and education, mentoring of the future nurses to come, role modeling for my peers, and through my particular interest of health promotion through family-centered care at the pediatric and neonatal levels. For this realization, I want to truly thank our instructors for their strong guidance, influence, and for the motivation to always aim high and to set my goals even higher. let's never forget what we have learned over these years within the walls of the School of Nursing. Don't we all remember orientation, day 1 of lecture, our first day of clinical rotation, taking notes to give the proper bed bath, and our first ever simulation experience. The emotion, fear, stress, and apprehension were shared, often making us question ourselves as to why we're here in the first place. The anxiety and tension were always at a high prior to each exam, paper or iPad, as was the joy or despair after each exam. To me, these feelings are important and are actually what shape and drive a nurse to care for his or her patients. We're often heard that to be a healthcare practitioner, we have to learn not to feel or show emotion at the bedside, but it's exactly what a patient and family needs from us. It's humanity, and it's something a patient needs when it matters most. These last 2 years were not about each and every single detail we have memorized from those PowerPoint slides, the endless clinical hours, or the impossible select all questions that made us cringe every time we came across it on an exam. They were about being that leader, that educator, community advocate, and being that friend for the healthy 1-month-old baby at the pediatrician's office, for the mentally ill patients who need someone to talk to and keep them safe, being that supporter for the woman that has been in labor for several hours, or to congratulate a man who sheds a tear after the birth of his first child, and being that human at the bedside for the acutely ill patient with a positive prognosis, and at the bedside for the patient with a terminal prognosis. And the list is endless. Friends and family, on behalf of my fellow candidates, I would like to thank each and every one of you of all of the love and support you have given us over the past 2 years. You have probably witnessed the worst and best of each of us, and for that I thank you for your vested time in assuring each of us that we could succeed and reach this evening. Candidates, let's accept that we will always be students, always learning about the newest, safest, and best ways to effectively care for our patients. Remember to stay curious, be humble, honor your commitments, and to never be afraid to ask why. Never lose the passion that drove you to enter nursing school in the first place. Finally, remember where and how you began your nursing career, those who have helped you along the way, and to nurture our profession by instilling hope in the nursing students we may be working with someday. I would also like to thank each of you again for electing me as your president. My intention has always been to get to know each and every one of you, to bridge the communication between yourselves and the faculty, organize our fundraising efforts to produce this successful evening, and to just become a better leader myself. I hope each of you believe I have done my best and I've accomplished just that.
Yay!
At this time, I would like to acknowledge each of our other class officers. Our Vice President, Patrick McHale. Our class treasurer, Dolly Lee Morales. And our class secretary, Janaris Leo. Thank you for being such a cooperative, responsible, and efficient team. We've worked very closely with each other to make tonight a success. Through all of our ups and downs, it was enjoyable and a learning experience. Without each of you in our entire class, tonight would not have been possible. So thank you. To my family, you all very much know that I would not be standing up here tonight without your ongoing support for everything I've wanted to do up to this day. To my family, you all very much know that I would not be standing up here tonight without your ongoing support for everything I've wanted to do up to this day. You've all been so patient over the years, and for that, I thank you for waiting until I discovered what I was truly passionate about and what my purpose was in life. I hope I made each of you proud of everything I've accomplished in just these 2 years, and I hope to achieve even more as a nurse and by continuing my education. To my sister Jackie.
Oh my God.
You have been the greatest mentor for me throughout nursing school, making everything click and make everything make sense right from the beginning. I give you all the credit for completing nursing school without the resource and guidance you provided to me. I will always remember all of your sleepless nights of studying, how your textbooks were highlighted from front to end, and the amount of respect, knowledge, and leadership your coworkers associate to you in order to provide me with the motivation to someday be just like you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Faculty, it has been such a pleasure being a student of each of yours, and I can say that the candidates and myself are ready to function as beginning practitioners within acute, intermediate, long-term, and ambulatory healthcare facilities, ready to be accountable for personal and professional behavior and growth, ready to have respect for human rights, social justice, and the dignity of all individuals, sick or well, and ready to contribute to the health and welfare of the community. Thank you, and congratulations. At this time, I would like the class of 2015 to stand, as well as all nurses in the room for the Nightingale Pledge.
You should record this too.
Does everyone have a program?
Oh, can you?
I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standard and practices of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will assist the physician in his work and will devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting the health and welfare of the community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing and to use them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill wherever they may be and whenever they are in need. I will act in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of mankind. Thank you.